Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Samantha and I am the Luxe wife, and welcome back to another amazing home video. As you see by the title today, I am giving you my viral kitchen luxury must-haves. You guys have had the opportunity to see me style and decorate kitchen, bathroom, living rooms, bedrooms, etc. But now I want to sit down and give you the nitty-gritty of what I think you should have for your kitchen to take it up a notch. I've had the opportunity to work with a small kitchen as well as a larger size kitchen. You'll get to see some of the comparisons based off the recommendations that I have when it comes to having it in a larger size kitchen as well as having it in a small size kitchen, because I know some people will 100% say it will not work for my cabinets. Yes, it can. Sometimes it takes a little bit of give and take to make things work, but I promise you it can work. So if you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome back. And guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. So when it comes to having that perfect kitchen, the perfectly laid out kitchen that you guys see all over Pinterest, Instagram, even here on YouTube, it's all about strategy, okay? It's all about taking the time to see things in a uncluttered mind and have a vision for it. And sometimes that takes someone else. So right here on YouTube University, you have so many options to be able to go back and look at stuff and get inspiration for. I am here to help you guys get yourself elevated to that next step. Now, first things first, the most important thing before I get into this list is I need you to declutter, okay? Minimize dishes that you have, cups that you have, any flatware that you have, the set is not matching, let it go, because honestly, it's doing nothing for us. Now, I know you might say, girl, these kids, they be throwing them out or they be walking away with them. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. But when it does, when you have your shortage on it, it's time to replace, okay? Now we can get directly into this list because it's pretty short and sweet, but it's very, very informative. Get your pen, paper, phone, iPad, I don't care. Let's go. So when it comes to having a top-notch kitchen, I'm gonna always advocate for having organization, okay? Having some of the best organization will take your space to the next level. Now, one of the favorite things that I've had and I've experienced having is a knife organizer, okay? Having a knife organizer honestly frees up space, countertop space, because sometimes when you're short on space, especially countertop space, you want to minimize having things on the countertop. So get you a knife organizer for your drawer, and that way you can put your knives inside of the drawer. You don't have to worry about them being seen and being out, and they look incredibly gorgeous, okay? Now, in recent times, I have had my knife organizer inside of my drawer, and I think it turned out so beautiful and so stunning, and it was the talk of the town, okay? And when I can get someone as small as me to talk about it, and even others with tens of thousands, even a million follower platform to ask me for recommendations, obviously I am doing something right. So I am passing it right along, okay? Now that I'm talking about having a knife organizer, one of the things that you definitely want to have is some high quality knives. Now, I'm saying that also keeping in mind of budget. I do know knives can get incredibly expensive. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, I'm talking about thousands of dollars for knives. But if not, that is not your lane. You're not in culinary art school. If you are not the person that just feels like you have to have those knives, you can spend $100 and get high quality knives. You can spend $60 and get some great quality knives. My recommendation is going to be the McCook knives because these are so gorgeous. I love them in the gold. They also come in like the platinum color as well as black. So you have your options laid out for you for a great price point and for a great knife. I think this is a great luxury to have because one, they are gorgeous. If you do opt to have them onto your countertop, they are going to stick out and they are going to look gorgeous. But again, at the same time, you get that experience where you get luxury in quality and you get luxury in look. Okay, now that we've talked about that, let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be your spices. Now, when it comes to your spices, we all buy all different types, all different type of brands. I'm going to always recommend a cohesive look, okay? Get all of the same jars, whether they're plastic or glass, whatever you decide, just make sure that they are all the same jars, okay? I went with a set, a 40-piece set on Amazon, came with the jars, the tops, as well as the labels, and I've had them for years, okay? I've had them when we actually purchased our house back in 2020. It is now 2025 and we'll be going into 2026 soon, okay? Get you some spice jars that you can add labels to, and they look incredibly gorgeous. When you get tired of them over time, you can even change them. As you see, I changed them from silver to actually painting them in a video, and I actually painted them gold, and they turned out even better in the gold for me, and I think they're so gorgeous. To be honest, I still have them, okay? Now, my drawer isn't as big as before because my drawers were 32-inch wide, which is a very, very, very big, but now I have basically like the standard size drawers, and I still have them there. But just keep in mind that they look incredibly gorgeous, and migrating from having all of my spices in a bunch of mixed and random bottles to having them all organized helps me to know exactly where to go to, where I'm always putting it, and where to gravitate towards things. They look good for you, they look good for your guests, and they're gonna look good overall and give your kitchen that luxury look for less. And again, that's where quality also meets the look, and you get overall the luxury that you desire. Now, saying that, I didn't too much have this on the list, but I will throw it in here. Now, sometimes some people can't get them into their drawers because their drawers are kind of shallow. I get it, I understand, okay? Now, I'm going to give you two separate options where you can have 2 to 3 separate options where you can use spice organizers and it looks good, okay? Now, I've seen people use the pantry door option of having their spices on the pantry door, and it looks incredibly gorgeous. I've also seen the option of people having them inside of their cabinet. They use a 3-tier tray to put their spices on. I'm just a type of person, I don't like reaching over one because I'm scared it's going to fall and I'm making much more of a mess. But if that's the only option you have, okay, I'm here for it. I tell them Samantha said do it. And then the third option, I have seen people get acrylic wall mounted bookshelves. I'm going to insert a pic so you can see it, and they mount it onto their wall beside their stove, and they put the spices on top of there, and they look good. It's a clean look. It's a very clean look, okay? It frees up counter space. It also frees up drawer space, and there you have it, and it looks so good. Now, the higher end kitchens are going to have those built in where you can open and all of that. If you're there, baby, I'm trying to get there with you. If you're not, these are your options. And yes, something else I also love to basically get you some luxury into a kitchen is in your cabinets. Take a look at your cabinets. This is why I said at the beginning, make sure you are decluttering, because decluttering takes a part in how you can style and organize things in your home, and your kitchen is one of those places. I love bamboo shelf dividers. I think they are so gorgeous. You don't have to get them in bamboo. They come in black, they come in white, whatever option you decide to have, but I love the bamboo and I think they are so gorgeous. I'm going to show you 2 different options where I had one in a larger size kitchen and I had them also in this small kitchen that I have. In the one option, you see that these cabinets are over 32 inches wide, so I have the option of having multiple there. And then on the other end, the kitchen is just a standard size 1-door cabinet, so I had to utilize one on one cabinet and one in the other, but they still look good for both options. So whether I have a larger kitchen or a smaller kitchen, they both look good and it still works, which is why I will always say everything works. Everything can cater to your style. You just have to find a way for it to work, because at first I was like, I'm not going to be able to use it, but I said, Samantha, take a second, sit back. Don't get upset because of what you have now and what you used to have. What's gone will never be greater than what's to come. So sit back and focus on this. Find a strategic way to get it done, and I did, and it looks gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. These are so inexpensive. I'm talking about $10 to $20, and it comes in more than a pack of 1. I think it comes in like a pack of 2. You can get a pack of 4. They're so inexpensive, but the effect that it gives your cabinets is top notch, okay? And one more thing that I will also advocate towards having inside of your cabinets that's going to give it more of a high-end look is going to be a plate separator as well as your coffee mug holders. Both of these on both ends, on both sides of the spectrums, look incredibly well. My previous cabinets, again, they were 32 inches wide, so I didn't have the need to necessarily have a plate separator. But in this particular option, with this place, the cabinets are smaller, so I needed my plates to be more condensed versus being so wide, and I wanted to get so many. And so that was the best option for me, and it turned out gorgeous. Now this is something, again, that costs under $10. You get multiple in a pack, and it gives maximum effect. And when it comes to your coffee mug holders, if you have a lot like me, downsize, we only can drink out of one at a time. I know they look pretty. I know we probably got them for sentimental value. Rotate them out from a different place in your kitchen if that helps, okay? Rotate them out. Have a separate area where you can put all of your other mugs that you're using at different times and different occasions. And then the ones in your cabinet that you always gravitate towards, to have some nice coffee holders or coffee mug holders, and they look so good. This was an $8 purchase for two. See what I'm saying? You can amplify your kitchen, you can amplify your space for a fraction of the cost, and it looks like you spent a lot of money. Now, as I was talking about spice organizers and things like that in the drawer, let's talk about drawer organizers. Now, you can have your knives organizer, as I've stated before, and again, you can have your spice, but I also like having the utensil one, and I also like having separated bamboo organizers into the drawer. What this is going to do is create a space for you to utilize into your drawer, because we all know drawers, they're normally deep, and sometimes it's hard to get all the way in the back of what you need, and having bamboo separators is going to be able to help you access some of those things that are far in the back. Even having a very large expandable drawer organizer for your utensils, so for your larger utensils that you're using. Upgrade your utensils. I said it earlier in the video, and I will say it again now. Upgrade your utensils. Get some great utensils. You can get some as inexpensive as $20-$25. If you want to spend more, it is your discretion, but I have seen and I have dealt with great quality utensils for $30, $40 a box. I have held utensils $200 a box. In weight comparison, one may be a little bit more heavier than the other, but realistically speaking, they were still great quality utensils. So get some great utensils so you're able to utilize them in a great way. You can minimize having 15 forks and then 8 spoons, and you can minimize that whole idea of having an offset of utensils. Yes, I feel like mine's a walk away, just like you probably feel like that, but as you're cleaning your space up, as you're taking these things step by step, give yourself a budget. If it's $50 this week to buy things for your kitchen, $50 this week. Next month, it could be a completely separate budget, but give yourself time to get things together. And I promise you, overall, over time, you'll fall in love with creating a space that looks good, and it's going to make you move from one room to the next room. And that's why you have me to come back and say, okay, now let's decompress. Let's move on to the next space. Now, Samantha, what are we doing? Now, let's talk about books into the kitchen. I love having books as decor because books double as decor and as a need. Cookbooks in particular. Having a cookbook, you are able to stack multiple, and then you could put a nice plant on top of it, or you could put nice salt and pepper shakers on it, or canisters. Whatever you desire to have it, you can put onto your kitchen counter, and it looks so good. I think books are just so gorgeous. It's an overlooked added bonus, okay? It is an overlooked added bonus. Sometimes when you just don't know what to do, remember I said you just don't know what to do sometimes, add a candle or add a faux plant. You can put a candle and a faux plant on top of it and it looks gorgeous, okay? I don't have to say much about cookbooks. I can recommend a few that I love to gravitate towards into particular, but sometimes our needs obviously are different. My cookbooks right now are particularly summer eats or smoothies, things like that. And then in the wintertime, I like to gravitate towards the cookbooks that has pot roast and just different things to have. Okay, so do not overlook that added bonus. Inexpensive. You can go to some of these overstock stores that just have cookbooks and you can purchase them for inexpensive. But those stores like Ollie's, some of your Family Dollars, some of your Dollar Generals, they're going to have those books, cookbooks, and you can just grab 2 to 3 under $10 and you're good to go. I'm going to touch on 2 to 3 more things here and I'm going to let you guys go for today. The first thing I want to touch on is cutting boards. Cutting boards, cutting boards, cutting boards. I know we all have cutting boards, but there's also a different effect for a kitchen with a very nice set of cutting boards used as decor. I like to have cutting boards just for decor, and I also like to have a cutting board that I'm going to use all the time. Truth in matter and being is that a cutting board is going to have cuts and scrapes all over it. Okay, it's just gonna have all of that on it. And honestly, if I'm using it as decor, it's an eyesore for me. May not be for you, but it's an eyesore for me. So if it's an eyesore for me, I like to have them as separate decor ones and ones I cut on. Now, if we're being honest, cutting boards are also one of those things that you can get almost remotely anywhere from your stores like Ross, Home Goods, Burlington, Walmart. They're going to be super, super inexpensive. Okay. I also have an acrylic cutting board, and I feel like that is like a little bit of a luxury in itself. Not a little bit, a lot of a luxury in itself, because not only does my normal acai wood cutting boards double as decor, but the acrylic cutting board that is on the counter, it blends with the counter because it's see-through and it's acrylic, and it just looks so good. I get to use it as both. You don't really see it until you completely walk up onto the cutting board, so that's the added bonus that I love versus the other ones. They're all cut up, and if you see them cut up, you see them cut up. So cutting boards, don't overlook the fact that you can have one place in another place and use them as decor, and they look incredibly gorgeous. I have some on my countertop as well as on my floating shelves, and I think they are so gorgeous. And kind of the last thing I'm going to touch on that you guys have had the opportunity to see, if you have not had the opportunity to see it, videos of course will be linked. That is going to be your pots and pan organizer, your under the sink organizers, any of those organizers that you can get your hands on. I promise you, you will not regret it. There will not be a day that you go back and saying this was the worst decision I've made. This is honestly the best decision. Yes, there are some homes that have built-in organization systems when you purchase a home. If you are there, congratulations, baby. I'm trying to get there with you. But if you're not, I have laid out the options for you. You guys have seen me install these things, and they're super inexpensive, and they're very, very, very easy to do. I've said it before. Yes, I'm very grateful to have my husband to be able to install a lot of things, but a lot of these things that also behind the scenes that I'm doing as well. So if I can do it, you can do it. If you gotta call your friend over, call whoever over you need to. If you have children that are old enough to assist you and help you, have them help you. Whoever you need to help you, trust me, it works. And having these organizers, honestly, if at some point ever in my life, if I am into creating floor plans for a home, please believe, if you purchase a home by me, if you purchase a home that was designed by me, some of these things you're going to walk into having already, and it's just going to be a chef's kiss, and it's going to be a woman's dream. Okay, because sometimes these homes that I see, I immediately know these floor plans and all of them were designed by men, because I'm not saying men do not cook, or I'm not negating any of that, but what I am saying, the practicality and the location of how they do things, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. And that's where you need a woman's touch to come in and says, this makes sense. Okay, it makes sense to have my stove here and if I have double ovens here. Everything just has to make sense. It has to have a cohesive flow, and sometimes some of these homes, they need a lot of help. Just tell them to call me. Just call me. I can help you get the ball rolling, and we can go from there. But guys, that is it. That is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot of information out of it that you needed to get out of it. Just remember, start small, minimize what you have. Make sure if you are decluttering, get rid of the mixed match things that you have, so that way you can make space for new if you're going to get new. And even if you're not going to get new items, let's just say if it's plates, because I know dishware and things like that can get expensive, especially if you're buying it all at one time. Just put all the black plates together, all of the white plates together. If you have blue, all of the blue together. Just make sure that it has a cohesive flow, so that way it looks good. It looks very much appealing to the eye, and you'll love it even more when you get that all matching homeware set that you've been dying to have, or you just had to have. I promise you, you would love it even more, and you'll be like, I have been wanting to do this for years and I finally have it without having to spend an astronomical amount of money unnecessarily, and I did it affordably. Okay, but guys, I enjoyed you. Let me know in the comments, what are some of the things that you're working on in your kitchen that you feel like is going to take it to the next level? If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, whatever it is, I will not shy away from it. By all means, put it in the comments. We can talk there. I've said it before, find me on Instagram, send me a message on Instagram, let's talk. I am not opposed to talking. I will talk you to you blue in the face if I have to, okay? But I am not opposed to talking. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy being able to help you, because essentially you guys help me, okay? But until next time, until next video, as always, I will see you guys later. Bye.